for the glacier. Now I'm welcoming you all in our today's program podcast presented by Zero Beat. We are in the mission of sharing the experience from the technical expert. We all today will be having Mr. Subham Raj, the guest of the evening. He is currently an SD intern at Upstocks, and he got an opportunity in Amazon Berlin, and he was also a contributor in GSOC 2021. Now, please welcome Subham.
Yeah, hello everyone. Should I give a quick introduction about myself?
Sure, please.
Okay, my name is Subham Raj, and I'm currently a fourth year undergraduate in IIIT Agartala. And I have done 2 internships. One was in Google Summer of Code, that was in 2021 May, and now currently I'm working in Upstocks as an SD intern. This offer I got from on-campus placements, and only a few days ago I got the offer for Amazon Berlin after a 3-month long process. So that's a quick introduction about myself.
Great. This is really a great journey, Subham. Now, a very first question. Now, you cracked GSOC, you cracked Amazon Berlin. There might be one question that is coming again and again to you, and you are kind of tired for this. So what was that question and how you want to answer it?
Yeah, so the most common question after my internship in Google Summer of Code is that how do I crack GSOC? This question is generally from undergraduates in college from first, second year. They generally want to be a contributor at GSOC. That's why they ask this question. So the answer I usually give them, and the answer I would like to give right now, is that for being a contributor in GSOC, first you need to contribute to open source. It's very simple. The way you work on projects and you have your contribution there, same way the open source projects run in GitHub. You can get the entire code from GitHub, and after that you can make changes to them accordingly. And in the whichever organization you're working for, you can view the issues section of that GitHub repository, and you'll find that the mentors, they specify what bugs are there and what corrections are needed to be done. And you can select whichever issue you are comfortable with. Like some issues will be really complicated and you won't be able to contribute to it as you're a beginner. So what will happen is you can find some good first issues which will be easy for you to change and implement. So this way you get started and you make contributions to the project. And before you are selected for GSOC, you have to keep this in mind, that first you have to be a contributor to the organization. You keep on talking to the mentors, like whatever issues you're solving, you ask them, okay, I'm trying to do it this way. Is this correct? Then the mentors will ask you that, okay, this, and you will answer them. So this way you talk with the mentors and you be a part of the organization before you get selected for the organization to participate in Google Summer of Code. So this is the exact process. This can be different. Sometimes it happens that few students, they only make a few contribution and still they get selected. But what is the most apt way to be a contributor in GSOC is this, that you first be a part of that organization and make contributions to the code base in GitHub or any other Git repository.
That's really great. And you said the great insight for the GSOC. Now, if any students want to go for GSOC, please highlight these points and please write down. If you are targeting any particular company, please write down and make contribution, open source contribution. Now, I personally believe that it's really difficult and almost impossible for a students who does not have open source culture in their surrounding to crack GSOC. So can you please tell if anyone surroundings are not doing GSOC, then how you can motivate yourself to participate or to contribute in the open source?
Yeah, what happens is that open source is a platform where you can learn a lot. So you have to think it this way, that I am getting to work with a software that millions of people are using. Like suppose if you are contributing to Mozilla Firefox, everybody is using Mozilla Firefox since they are in school. So it's like you are making contribution to something that is being used by a wide range of people. So this gives you a motivation that you are actually working uh, in a good technical domain, and whatever contributions you are going to make, they are going to provide value to the society. So this way you have to think that yes, why open source is good for me. And after that, when you start contributing to it, you yourself will notice that you are actually learning a lot. Like, how do I write quality code? Because you have to ensure this, that whatever code you're writing is readable. And the mentors, they also, if your the pull request that you create to make the changes, if the code is not structured well, the mentors will not merge it, and they'll tell you that okay, this code works, but still it's not good because any other person who is reading it won't be able to understand how the code is working. So these things you get to learn, that how to write quality code, and also writing the comments in the code. So these are the things.
So if suppose any beginners is there in the audience, so if he wants to prepare for the GSOC, suppose he is in the first year now, so how should he approach? Can you please share a right way?
See, I'll tell you how I approach, and I think that this will work for anyone. Initially, you cannot straight away start contributing to a project. So what you have to do is you have to make your individual projects. In like my first project that I made using a YouTube tutorial was an Android application, and these are really easy kind of applications that you can develop just watching the YouTube tutorials. So what you have to do is you have to work on the individual projects on yourself. Once you do this, like once I made an Android application on my own, after that the code which was there for an Android application in Google Summer of Code, it was easily readable for me, and I was able to follow the code, like how exactly is that working. And also another thing is that you have to use the application. That helps you a lot, because once you're using the application, you actually know how the application behaves after you do any particular click somewhere or anything. So you try to view the code from that perspective. Okay, so this button is going to open the next page, so I will look at the code in that way, that how does it open the next page. So this way you get familiar with the code, and once you use the application and you have made other projects in the same technology that the project is using, it will be very easy for you to read the code. And once that part is done, that you are able to read and understand how each and every function of the code is actually working, then you can easily make contributions. Like then you can easily figure out how the bug is actually being created, and you can just solve that. So that's a good way to approach.
Oh, that's really great for the beginners. Beginners, please note down these points and try to replicate it. Okay, now Triple IT Agartala. Firstly, I believe the Triple IT Agartala is mentored by NIT Agartala in terms of academic, or you can say in terms of placement. So, how was your experience with NIT Agartala?
Yeah, so this NIT Agartala was a great experience for me. Like when we were coming to the campus as students of Triple IT, initially we were thinking that it will be very much separated. Like Triple IT students will be having their own hostel, and NIT students will be having their own hostel. So this was not like we had the same hostel. So living with the students of NIT Agartala, we actually I got to make a lot of friends. I would say that 90% of the friends that I made in my college life are all from NIT Agartala, and a few are also from Triple IT, but most are from NIT. So I had a great experience there. People were from different states and different cultures, so I got to learn a lot from them, and they were all hardworking and dedicated. So they were all inspiring, and I really got to learn a lot from them. So it was a good journey. And after this, from second year, we are all having our classes online. So that is a different experience. But the first 2 years, they were really good, and I really enjoyed. And I really hope that we will get to spend a few months more in the college before we pass out.
Oh, it's really glad to hear. Everyone wants to spend some more times in the college. So
yeah.
Now coming to the very important question, like about Amazon bundling. How you got that opportunity and what insight? Please, everyone really eager to know about that. So please share some insight.
So initially, I was looking in the Amazon jobs section for India. for job openings in India only, like for 2022 graduates. So how did I search? Is that I went to the search bar and there I wrote 2022 graduate, and then I clicked on the search button. And then after, a lot of openings came in different countries also. And I just thought that, okay, let's give a try to Amazon Dublin. And like, it's very easy to apply in another job once you have completed an application in Amazon jobs. You just have to click on the apply now button and then submit. So I had already submitted my application for an opening in India, so it was very easy, and I clicked apply now and the submit button. After that, after in this was in September, and after 5 to 6 days I received a test link. It was a hacker rank test. This was for Amazon Dublin, and the in the Amazon jobs section it was writing under consideration. So what happened is that I gave the test and everything went fine, but after that the interview call was not coming, and I got to know from doing more research online that test link is very easy to get, but interview call not everyone gets. So I thought that, okay, if I am getting the testing in Amazon Dublin, then I may also get in other locations. So I also applied to other locations like Amazon Berlin and Amazon Luxembourg. And I had G-Shock in my resume, which was really helping me to get shortlisted everywhere. I was getting the test link everywhere. And once I got the test link, I made sure that I completed the HackerRank test that passed all the test cases. So this I completed my test for Amazon Berlin in October. And then after, in December, somewhere around 15th December, I received an email saying that I have an interview with Amazon Berlin. Then after, I scheduled my interview on 5th of January. And in the interview was divided into 3 sections. First was an interview which was DSA questions and leadership principles. Second question was a design round, like how do you design your code, object-oriented design. And another 2 leadership questions. This was also 1 hour interview. And the third round was again DSA question and 2 leadership principle questions. Now the leadership principles questions are like, from Amazon has a set of leadership principles which you can find in their website. So these were kind of HR questions that how do you work in a team, and how describe a situation where you contributed to a team, and describe a situation where you resolved a conflict. So these kind of questions were there, and you have to give your perspective that how you should actually tackle that situation. And after that, I received a mail from HR saying that I want to talk to you in a call, and you please tell me a time where I can schedule a call. So I thought that, okay, this can be a rejection, or this can also be an offer. Like, maybe they'll ask few questions before they finally give me the offer. And it was like they just asked me a few questions, that where you will be comfortable in Germany or not, you have a passport, and like when do you complete your degree. So these questions they asked, and after that they sent the offer letter. So this was the entire process that I went through.
Oh, great. So everyone can look into the Amazon job portal, and now they can also apply for the international jobs. And from where, if you have a very good resume that Subham has already mentioned, so you have a good chance of getting the test link. And once you get the test link, try to try to pass all the test cases. And if you will be lucky, you will also get the interview call. And this is the entire process. Now, Subham, everyone will also love to know about the resources of your preparation. So please share in brief.
Yeah, so the main resource was LeetCode. I would say I used LeetCode a lot. I solved 300 questions, but it was like I didn't solve any easy questions. I already solved the medium and hard questions. And for the medium questions also, not the easy ones, like medium having greater than 60% acceptance rate. These are easy kind of questions, and you could easily solve it. Like first, initially I did my preparation for HackerRank from HackerRank, and I solved 200 questions something from HackerRank. And after that, I found those questions to be very easy, like LeetCode easy questions, and the LeetCode medium questions having an acceptance rate greater than 60%. So what I did, I only solved the question having acceptance rate 60% and the LeetCode hard questions. What this did was that every question that I solved, I got to learn a new trick, like how do I solve a particular kind of question. Different topics like monotonic queue, monotonic stack, and everything, graph, DP, BFS, DFS, everything particular use case, I got to know about it. So what this did was that my DSA became very strong, and whenever I went for an interview, until unless it was a very tough question, I was able to solve it. And the same thing happened in Amazon also. Like the first round, which was an HackerRank test, I found those questions to be very easy. And after that, when I got the call for interview, the questions that I got in the interview, they were also very similar to the questions in lead code, and they also specified in the preparation section, like they sent me an email before the interview that this is how you should prepare, and it was particularly mentioned that you should prepare from coding platforms like lead code. So this lead code was already mentioned there, so I thought that okay, I'm already prepared, and I have to revise through all the questions that I have solved, and this was the thing that helped me the most. Apart from that, G-Shock definitely helped a lot. It helped me get shortlisted for the interview call also, and I also believe the initial test link that I got, G-Shock also played a role there.
Okay, great. So you can always check out the lead code for the to practice more and more DSA problems, and once you are comfortable enough to do above medium level questions, so you can you can feel comfortable in interview. So now the next question: what's next? Should we expect Facebook London?
Like Facebook London, I do like it, and I think that that will be a great experience if I get a job there. But what I actually dream of is getting a job in Google California, or maybe Amazon in Seattle, because like these two are the headquarters of those two giant companies. So I just admire that place a lot. I know California since my childhood, so I would like to work there if I get a chance. Yes, that's my next goal.
Oh, I wish you all the best for your upcoming adventures. So, and now coming to your resume, you have a couple of projects, and you can also have a very good experience into it, almost two industrial experience, one in GSOC and one in other more companies. And so, how you advise to write resume? Basically, for the international job, there is an X factor that everyone should take care of.
Yeah. So what happened is that after I got selected for G-Shock, I was applying in companies like Google, Facebook, Amazon, and everywhere. So I searched a lot in the internet that how should my resume actually be to get shortlisted. It mentioned a few things in particular, that whatever you specify, you try to be specific in numbers. Like suppose if you have worked somewhere in an internship and you actually work to reduce the latency that was being caused in an API. Suppose if the API was returning in 20 seconds and you worked on something, improved the code, and now it's returning in 10 seconds. So you don't have to write it this way, that improved the latency in the code there, which was there in the API. So you have to be specific with numbers, like improved the latency by 50%. Because from 20 seconds you brought it down to 10 seconds. So you have to be specific with numbers that these are changes you did. And when I mentioned my open source contribution, you have to specify the links. The links also very important. Like when in my resume I have specified that this was the open source contribution that I made. I've also specified a link below it, which takes you to GitHub, and there it shows all the pull requests that are created via my account. So the links are very important, and also the numbers, these are very important. And after that, arranging in a proper manner, like there are different orders of arrangement, different people use different, but what happened is that when I did my research online, I found that most of the people were saying that first you mention the educational background, what is your college, and also specify the CGPA. It is very important. Like initially I was not specifying my CGPA. It was not very good, I think, because of that only, because my CGPA is 7.57 currently. So I didn't specify my CGPA, and I was not much concerned about it. So I just wrote down the college and the year. So I found this, that you have to specify your CGPA. It's very important that very companies look for it. So I specified my CGPA, and after that it should be the experience section where you specify all the internships or other contributions that you have made. And after that there is a project section, and in the project section also you ensure that you have your code accessible via links. Like you can use different platforms like Bitbucket or GitHub, where you have uploaded your code and you provide a link to that code. So anyone who is viewing your resume, he can just click on that link and view the code in GitHub. And it should be like in GitHub also, you have not copy pasted the project at once. Like what happens, you straight away upload a project in GitHub. that is different than what you do is you upload it once in April, and then after you are making changes to it regularly. So that history is visible in GitHub. So what I did was I initially uploaded my project in GitHub, and then after whatever changes I was making, I made sure that every day I committed something to the project. So this way, there's a history which few recruiters they view in your project. That is there a history of contribution, or he has uploaded the entire project at once. And after that, there is a volunteering section where you specify any volunteering that you have done or any social work you have done. So this was the structure of resume that I followed.
Great. You mentioned a very important points in the resume. Everyone, if they have some experiences, so try to put in the manner that Subham has suggested. Now, we'll go to the audience. If they have any question, we'll take this. We'll take that questions.
Okay.
Karnajit Banik is asking, is CP is mandatory, like attending in live contest, or we can go with lead code and also practice GFC?
CP is important if you want to get a job in companies like Google and Apple and Facebook also. Amazon, I found that the questions were hard, but not that much hard. That lead code was enough for it. But I think for companies like Google, Facebook, and Apple, these three companies, I would say that it's even more tougher than what Amazon is. So for that, you need to brush up on your DSA skills, and for that, it will be very useful if you participate in competitive programming contests. Like, because most of the people who have participated in those contests, when they will be competing with you, you will fail at that point. So because of that, you should be participating if you want to go in those companies.
Okay, great. Now, someone is asking, please list some important topics from DSA. I think they're asking it from interview point of view.
Yeah, there's no important topic, I would say, because it depends on the interview. He can ask from any topic. Like, you have only prepared for trees and graphs, and then he asks you a DP question, then you cannot be sure that, okay, he will ask me a question for trees and graphs only. So there's like few topics I could say that it's not asked that frequently, like monotonic stack, monotonic queue, and try. These three topics, I would say that it's not asked that frequently, but still it won't take much time of you if you prepare these topics also. And for the rest of the topics, trees, graph, DP, array, all these are very important, and you have to complete all of them, because you cannot be sure that what kind of question you will get in an interview.
Yes. Now someone is asking how first year can get internship.
For first year, I would say that getting an internship should not be a task. You should initially think of making projects on your own, working in different languages, and then first is working on basic DSA skills, like you write simple code that creates a pyramid, and those questions that we did in our first year. So that is important. Once you have done that, the next step should be that, okay, now start working on software applications. Like, you initially start with small applications like Node.js and Android. After this only you can think of getting an internship. These two steps are very much important, that you basic easy level DSA questions, and then after working with technologies, once you've done this, then you're actually eligible to work in any software. So then after you can get an internship. So first, if these two tasks are completed, then you can find an internship on your own using LinkedIn, and also Internship. I would say that Internship is good for first year students. They can easily find an internship in Android or web development. These internships are easily available. If you have the skills, then you will get the internship. They simply give you a task to complete, and if you complete the task, they will definitely consider you. So this is
yeah, great. So for the first years, please focus on DSA and skills first. And if you are comfortable enough with both of them, you can apply on Internsala or AngelList. You can find these websites on the internet, because and this type of, because a lot of freelancer firms posted job there, so you can easily get some opportunity from these sites. Now someone is asking, what happened when you're not able to crack a tricky code on lead code? Which sources you use for such coding level?
I will mention a particular YouTube channel that I used a lot. It can be different. Like some people will find that okay, this is not that good. But what I found that it was very helpful. Its name was Neat Code, like NEETCODE, Neat Code. And it what it did was for every question, even the trickiest question, what it did was it just gave an explanation using animation that how do you actually solve that question, and it didn't wrote the code like in the end of the video they sometimes they wrote the code but not always, and they focused more on the approach that how you should solve the question instead of writing the code. Other YouTube channels, I found that they what they did was they just wrote down the code and it was very difficult to understand how it was actually working. So how do you actually do it is that suppose if there's a question number 141 in lead code and you're not able to find it, you simply go to YouTube and write down one for one neat code, and it will automatically give you the solution if it's there. Some questions might not be there. If it's there, it will straight away give you a solution of that question, and it will be a very good explanation and you'll be able to get it. Like it was never the case that I viewed a video from NeetCode and I was not able to understand how did he actually approach the problem. And for other questions, like so if you find that a question is not there in NeetCode, then you can go to the discussion section. And in the discussion section, you will definitely find some people, they have wrote a long article about how do you actually approach the problem. And first they give a brute force solution and then the optimized solution. So this way you are actually able to get the solution, like how do you actually solve it in the discussion section. And never focus on the code part. It's very rare that you will actually just view the code and you will be able to get like how it's actually working. It will be the case sometimes it will be helpful, but most of the cases I've seen that instead of looking at the code, you just look at the explanation and then try to write down the code on your own. This is the thing that worked in 80% of the cases.
Great. So I think you got that. I think someone has asked this question. I think you got that answer. You can follow Neat Code and discussion section in the lead code forum.
Yeah.
Is it necessary to be a CSE student to achieve this feat? So how do you?
What I'll say that it's not necessary to be a CSE student. Like once you are good in DSA and you have done an internship somewhere like G-Shock or any other good company, your resume will definitely stand out. And like even if you apply to Amazon Berlin, when you are having these internships and contributions in open source, and then after good DSA skills, so these things are more important, I would say, rather than your degree. Your degree will also come into consideration. It could be a shortcoming, but you can easily make that up using other skills that you have.
So you should try to focus on the skills. That's because skills you can learn from anywhere, and that not necessary to be the part of curriculum, because CSS also do not have everything in their curriculums. Now, Vajpayee is asking how you manage the academics and the whole stuff like internship and projects together.
Like this answer, I think will be different for me and for other first year students, because what happened is that our classes went online. So because of this, we actually had a lot of time, and the academics, like from third year also, I also noticed that the classes, they are not too much. And what happened is that once you have your classes online, there's a lot of time saving, because in offline classes, you wake up at 7 and then you dress up, and then after other things you do, and then after at 9 you leave for the class, and then after you get breaks in between, but those breaks are not that much productive, because you know that after an hour you are again going to have a class. So what happens is that the entire day it just you have to work on your academics. But in online it was different. You can easily wake up and you don't have to go to the mess. You are in your home, so you will easily get your food. So these small time savings which are there, and in between the classes also you can easily relax, because you know that you don't have to walk and go around somewhere to go to the next class. You can simply join in your laptop only, so it doesn't take a lot of time. So this was the thing that helped me a lot. Like online classes were there, so I was easily able to take out time to do other things like lead code and working on open source. So I think this case will not be the same for other first year students. Their college will definitely be open from next year at least, I think. So that's That's the answer.
So everyone should have to manage their time differently. So
Yeah.
you should manage according to, but try to give a proper time to DSN and learning a skill, because that thing will going to play a very important or very crucial role in your final year whenever you are going to graduate. Now,
Yeah. And I think that
someone is, yeah, please.
I think that 1 hour is also enough. Like every day after the classes, also if you take just 1 hour for DS and then one for doing other projects, that will also be enough if you are consistent. You just have to be consistent. Like there should not be breaks in between. Yeah.
Yeah. So consistency is a real key. So you have to
Yeah.
give a proper time and on a regular basis. Now, someone is asking,
Yeah.
please talk about OA round preparation. Now, how did you prepare for the OA
Yeah.
rounds?
So in Amazon, you will be having two ways. First one will be a hacker rank test. The same thing helps there, that you once you have done lead code the questions, you will find that it's not that tough, and you will be easily able to pass all test cases. And lead code, you can expect that one question will be of lead code easy level and one question will be of lead code medium level. This is what I viewed in different tests that I gave for other locations also. The first question was generally easy and the second question was a little tough, lead code medium you could say, and you get 70 minutes for it. So the time is also enough, and I think that lead code preparation will be enough for it, the first way around. Second way around is a work simulation test, and that is different for different companies. Like some companies don't have, but Amazon has it. There you have to, like, you will get an email and then you will have an MCQ kind of question, that what is the most apt reply to this email, that out of these five. So this is the way. For this you have to go to the Amazon leadership principles. You go through all the 14 leadership principles, and then you can easily figure out that how do you approach every problem, like when you have a conflict or anything like that. So I would say that that is also not that much difficult. So you can prepare that for in a few days only. Like once you get the test link, after that you can start preparing for it. It won't take much time. I also gave just 1 or 2 days to prepare for the second way round. So the main preparation is for first way round, and I think that lead code will be enough for it. Sorry, Aditya, I'm not able to hear you.
Yeah. Actually, Subham mentioned that you should try to target lead code first, because it will be very much important. And someone is asking DBMS and OS subject, like CS subjects, importance of CS subject in interview.
Yeah, these topics will also be there. Like it's not certain that they will be there. In my interview, they didn't ask any specific particular question about these topics, but still you cannot expect that won't be asked everywhere. So this you have to prepare, and I think that for these it won't take much time of yours. It's not that much lengthy. There are, I think, 3 subjects are there: DBMS, OS, and computer networks. And like one day, not one day, I would say 1 week for each topic is like more than enough. You can, before the placement process starts, like when you are in the third year, you should start preparing for in the end of the third year. 1 month you give to it, and that is enough. Like that also, not rigorously that entire day you're doing just that. Just like take out 2 hours and just go through the notes for a particular subject like operating system, and that will be enough. Like it's not that much lengthy, I would say, these 3 topics. So that's the way you do it.
Yeah, great. So uh, please, because these topics are also important, because you cannot target a particular company. You have to target a set of companies. So every company has a different test. They ask oops are very important, and OS is also a very important thing in the interview. And SQL is
Yeah.
always important in any company.
Yes. SQL is also, I mean, SQL in Amazon also, I was asked one SQL query. SQL is also important. I forgot to mention that. SQL queries, if you know to write down, and also the other DBMS questions, that how the DBMS actually works. These things you have to go through.
Okay. Someone has a good interest in your free time. So what do you do in your free time?
Currently I'm in my hometown, so we generally go to play football out during my free time, and I enjoy that sport a lot. It depends person to person what sport you enjoy and what hobbies do you have. So if you like playing football, then you can easily take out time in the evening. 1 hour is enough, and you'll enjoy that time. So that is also important. Like when you do something that you like, you are generally in a good mood, so that helps you in your preparation.
Uh, okay, someone has missed the session, I guess.
Yeah.
Someone has missed the session, so they are asking how do you applied. Subham has already mentioned he has applied from the Amazon. He had applied from the Amazon job portal. You can always find the search query will be 2022 graduates, because Subham is
Yeah.
graduating in 2022. So you can always change your search query based on your experience, and after that you can get couple of jobs in different companies, and you can apply on that.
Yeah, I can mention particularly which openings are still there. Like Amazon Luxembourg 2022 graduate is still open. Amazon Berlin 2022 graduate, in which I applied, that is also still open. And Amazon Dublin 2022 graduate, this is also still open. These three are open, and these three are the main one which generally shortlist Indians or any outsider living outside the European Union. So these three are where you can apply.
Oh, great. So, any third year, if there is some internship opportunity, you can target or find a restaurant.
Yeah.
If you have a good experience, you can always target these off-campus opportunities.
Yeah.
Life is a style has want to connect with you, so you can always connect Subham on his LinkedIn. So,
Yeah. My LinkedIn ID, if anyone wants to know, it's Shubham R837. And if Aditya, you can enter it in the chat box, and I can provide you right now.
Yeah, actually, it is in the description. You can check the description of the video. You can find the LinkedIn ID of Subham.
Yeah, and I'm very much active there, so you can easily contact me there.
Yeah. So now, if anyone will have some question, we will take this in just we'll have last 5 to 6 minutes. So if you have any question, you can just. Someone is asking when you did start your coding.
My coding, it actually started in class 11th, C++. In class 11th, we generally have an option to choose between economics and other subjects are also there. So I choose C++, and after that, initially we simply started using this for loop and while loop. So in class 11th, I started coding.
Okay. So life is a style. Okay, I'm asking you a question. Don't spam the chat box. So he's in second year now. In second year biotech branch. How can he prepare to get placement abroad?
Yeah.
So basically,
like this.
Yeah.
This is a very important kind of question. Many people have this. So what you have to do is first you have to focus on the main thing, that is DSA is very important. So you need to be good at DSA. Suppose if you get an interview call tomorrow, you have to be consistent. Like you will get demotivated that I am not getting the test link anywhere. No one is calling me for the interview. These things will definitely come into your mind. But suddenly it will happen that you will get the test link and also the call for interview when you are applying everywhere. And then that day you will regret that I should have prepared my DSA well to give the interview. So what you have to do initially, not to worry about this, that your branch is not computer science. You simply work on your DSA skills, improve your data structure and algorithms, and also the other theory concepts of OOPS, DBMS, OS. These are also important. And after that, also work on individual project. These three things, if you have done, I think then after you will be able to attend any interview. You can answer question based on your project. You can answer question based on any technical skills. Like suppose you have mentioned Java in your resume, then they will ask you questions on Java. You can answer that, and the DSA questions also you will be able to solve. So you will be at par with other computer science student, and if you have done well, you will also be better than them. So these skills will actually help you get internships, and once you start getting internships, you will start getting recognition everywhere. Then you can also apply in Google Summer of Code, and other things are also there, like MLH, Major League Hacking Platform, that is also there. So these are the places then where you can apply, and after this your resume will become strong. Once your resume is strong, then you apply anywhere, you will be getting test links somewhere, and once you are getting the test links, that is enough. Now after that, it's just your hard work and you will get selected.
Yeah, great. So you can take the insights from the answer that you have to prepare your tech skills and DSA. That is very much important. If you are prepared, you can always apply anywhere. Now, if you want to get some more about open source, you can always find 2 videos in this channel about open source. Basically, they both are completely devoted toward open source. And in the description, you can find all the links. And first year also, if you are interested for any scholarship program, you can there is one video which in the description section also there is a couple of links. You can just follow that link. There you can get a good insight about tech internship, tech scholarship. So MNC versus a startup, which should be target? They all are first year, so they are really interested to know everything.
This actually also came in my situation. Like I also have an offer, full-time offer, and an internship going on in a startup, Upstocks, and I also have an offer from Amazon right now. So it depends on you, like what are your aspiration and goals. Like if you think that you are getting to learn a lot from working in a startup, you have got an internship and you're working there, and you see that you're actually enjoying that culture and you're working there and you're getting to learn a lot. These three things, if you're getting there, then you can actually work in a startup also. And if your thinking is like where you get a job in a big company, sometimes some people think that okay, this is a big opportunity because I'll get much more exposure and I'll work on a technology that is owned by a big company, multinational company. So that is also a point. So this is the thing which came into my mind, that okay, Amazon is actually a big company, so the software tech that I will get to work on will actually be bigger than what it is in my company. And it completely depends on person to person, what are your views, and it also depends on company to company, which company you're working for. And if it's a very interesting kind of startup, then there's no point of comparing it with an MNC. So it completely depends on the companies and your experience with those companies. Then you have to take your decision.
Yeah, it completely depends on you. If you have a good because both has a different work culture, you can always figure it out in the Glassdoor channel. You can find out details about the work culture of every. You can take out the details of every company. How is the work culture, and how is the management, and how is the salary structure from the Glassdoor. Yeah. And now Vineet is again asking one question: how is to a star coder? So Vineet, answering to your question, there is no fixed criteria how much a star you should get. You should have a better knowledge. If you are not, if you are doing it regularly on Coursera, you'll surely get 5 to 6 stars soon. But if you're not consistent, that's not has any importance. A 2 star or 3 star. So
yeah, focus on the questions instead of the stars that you're getting. You just don't have to run for the star that I have to get 5 star. You focus on the questions that you're doing, that I have to complete these many questions. That is more important.
Okay, now Aman is asking IT versus CS branch. Which branch is good? So we didn't get your question completely because both are from CSC only.
Very same. I don't think there's any difference between them.
Thanks, someone is asking what are the important things we should try to consider while making the projects.
This is a very important question. You have to consider that you're doing it on your own. It shouldn't be like you're actually just copy pasting. So initially what you do is you cannot straight away start on a project on your own. So initially what you do is you work on the projects which are available in YouTube and you follow the tutorial and make it. And then after, once you feel comfortable that, okay, now I actually know how this technology actually works, you have to think of yourself that what is something interesting that you can make. What happened with me is that once I was just going through, I was completing some tasks for my college and I had to convert a PDF to image. So I thought that, okay, I can make a backend application which actually takes the PDF file from an Android application and then after converts it to images and then after returns the image file. So I knew Spring Boot. I had done a project in Spring Boot. I knew Android. I had done projects on Android. So I thought that, okay, this is the project I'll make on my own. And after that, I completed this project, and this is the project that I included in my resume, not the ones that I made following a tutorial, because those are common kind of projects and anyone can do it. You have to just think something different and then after implement it on your own. And it will be very easy. Like, it just sounds complicated, but it will be very easy once you know the technology. Like for the Android application, it was very simple. I just had to make an Android application that opens the file manager, selects a PDF file and sends it to a particular link. And then after, in the backend application also, I had used Java library called Apache PDF Box, which does the basic task of converting, and the other APIs that I had to make, I had learned it from different resources. So it was very easy for me to implement, and it was also different. It was so this is the thing you have to keep in mind, that it shouldn't look like it is copied from somewhere.
Okay, you should get to make project of your own idea, because
Yeah.
so. And Swaraj is asking how to stay always motivated. This is a really important question. So
Yeah, this is really important. I would say that this also depends on person to person. Like you need to do to stay motivated is stay with your friends, and just be happy with whatever you have, and because what will make what makes you feel happy, that will do the job. Because once you're happy, and then automatically you are in a mood to do something interesting. And after you are happy with your friends and everyone, and you're enjoying your time, you will have some free time, like few hours in a day, that you will be very productive for you, and you can work in that time to work on your projects, on your DSA skills, on anything like that, and that will help you stay motivated. And also talking frequently with your friends who are of the same interest, this will also help you a lot, because you will get to learn a lot from them, that how you should actually approach. So this is the way.
great. And we are running out of the time. If you have more questions, you can just write in the chat section, or you can comment it out. We'll try to answer them all. And you can subscribe the channel for future videos. And also, if you have any plan, if you have any ideas for the next session, that you want some suggestions in particular topic or particular area, so you can just put in the comment box. We'll try to provide the best mentor for that as well. And thank you so much, Subham, for for coming and accepting the invitation to share the insight about your journey.
It was a great experience I had answering these questions.
Okay, I expect a great contribution, a great collaboration with the juniors for their development from your end as well.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys, for for having here and making this session a wonderful and successful. Thank you so much. Now.